And it's the Three Amigos or Three Musketeers or the Three Blind Mice. I guess it just kind of depends on where you want to
I'm
go with it.
definitely a blind mice at
I
mouse at
know.
this point.
I'm so blind, I don't know where my glasses are, so that we're just winning on all fronts right now. So, you know, they're probably sitting on my printer at work. I'm just not going to lie. But anyhow, welcome back. Another fun episode. Athletics LLC. I will say, I will start off with our comment section has been pretty commenty lately. And I'm
Oh,
not mad at it.
we should definitely get into some of the comments.
Maybe I'll pick a few from a few episodes and we'll just highlight them in our next episode, like an iteration for when it's, I mean, we're coming up into a dry season here, so
Can
it's good.
can
And
can, can we get one?
okay, hold on. So
You
track
got
is
to
really
tell me
hard.
about
Tell
the
me,
comments. I don't never know about the
yeah,
comments.
track is really hard. We'll say hi and see how you're doing while I pull it up so we don't drag.
Hello, all. Um, what you're looking at is the face of a beaten man. Um, there aren't very many sporting events on this planet that I truly ride or die for, but in an act of desperation, I broke out the Yogi Berra jersey tonight, and he's number 8 tonight. The game's on the 8th. My boys are not
He,
getting it done.
he's crying right now, everyone.
I mean, listen, if I wasn't on camera, I probably would be in my backyard crying because like this hurts. But uh we will we'll persevere. We'll go into the off season and do what we need to do, and we'll be back.
Um, so not that this was in disagreement to us, but Michael Maxwell commented on the last episode. Jamaica has zero interest in the mixed relay. The populace does not care or doesn't care. So, and the gist of the comments were about the Jamaican comments that we had made. Excuse me. And then we brought Brian Wellman out of the cuts.
I like that. It had to be good.
You
And
know,
anytime we get Wellman out, we're
right,
doing right.
right. And then just long uh conversation, call it, by Michael Maxwell again about the Jamaicans and whatnot. So not that I'm not going to read it, but it's longer. But we
Okay.
should do that. We will
On the
take an
next show,
episode.
we will have we will address commentary from the past few shows. But
Yeah.
let me just say this while we're on the subject. Mr. Maxwell, it is.
Yes.
Mr. Maxwell, the Jamaicans and the fan base of Jam Rock, you don't get to pick and choose when you care. And I hate that, oh, we don't care about the mixed relay. Cool. Do you care about the 4x1? Because y'all been choking in that for years. Do you care about which 4x1? Because when the women have the best team on the track, and they have, they've been losing. Going back to the Oregon race, right? Y'all told y'all the minute, like the men's 4x1, they failed to qualify for the meet at World Relays. Like they failed. They had no team in it. They had to go to London to get the team off. And as soon as that happened, the whole world stood up and said, they're going to break the world record. Break the world record. They didn't make it out the round. So if we don't care about the mixed relay, cool. I know we care about the 4x1 and it's not good enough. And then we don't care about the 4x4s? Really?
I
The
mean, it's
Jamaican?
pretty clear they don't seem to care about the 4x4s because
Okay.
it's
But
outrageous.
but the women, this like the women of Jamaica right now are gifted enough to be competitive with us. Can they beat us? No, we have Sid. But it could be a race until Sid got on the track. It wasn't. The men have enough firepower to compete with anybody. We can't get a medal. We can't make a final. We can't qualify. Okay, you can't beat the US. Cool. Can't beat Botswana. Okay, cool. Can you can you beat the Netherlands?
Can
Can
you
we
beat
beat
Great
Germany?
Britain? Can you beat Germany?
Like Come on
Well,
now.
and so some of the comment, the longer comment, goes on to say about how they're I'm filling in these words, basically developing that again, right? Bolt and Johan Blake and Warren Weir kept us going on the men's side. Now they've got Oblique, Hussein, Brian, Drew Kerr. I don't know who that is, but he says he's 22 and is at it. That was his first champs. So he's saying that like it's a quote
So then the
unquote
relay should be
revamping
better
now.
then.
He doesn't state that, but it would be the insinuation of that they're up and coming.
Well, this is why I love responding to the comments. We appreciate the comments. If you say something intelligent or worth acknowledging, we will acknowledge it. I'm here for that. Um, as far as how I'm doing this evening, as a casual fan of baseball, I literally, you can't pay me to watch baseball on a television until the playoffs start.
That's
Once
fine.
the postseason starts, I watch. It is intriguing. So I don't know much about it going in, but I'll simply say, um, anytime the Yankees are in pain, I think it's funny. And the Dodgers look pretty damn good. I have no Dodger care. If the Dodgers were playing the Giants, I'd be pulling for the Giants. If the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, I'm definitely Team Red Sox. So I'm just here for for
So I
whatever
don't get fined.
shenanigans are afoot. But yes, I will say that the last Dodger game, I think it was last night, seemed to be the epitome of the team that is, because they have no pitching, or I should say, no bullpen whatsoever. Like that was stressful to watch. But yeah, so yeah, that's just it's baseball season, and by baseball season I mean it's playoff time. So let's go for it.
Playoffs. Playoffs. Anyhow, yes. So fun. Fun, fun, fun. But to start what we all came here for. Um,
Anybody checked on Mark Sanchez recently?
oh God, no, stop.
Hey, listen,
I was just wondering.
no, listen. I don't know. I've spent zero time looking into that story, but I've heard competing sides of it.
Right, right.
I'll just say this. You shouldn't be in a physical altercation with a 60-something-year-old man, no matter
69-year-old
what the
man.
context is.
That is correct.
So, no matter what the truth is, I feel like it's Sanchez's fault.
I mean, listen, we're going to move on, but I'll just say this. Whenever the headline includes you got stabbed, you're in critical condition, and you're arrested, the story itself is going to be popcorn worthy because the headline, well, that's the epitome of clickbait, right? Because you're like, this can't all three of these things can't be right.
Yeah, no, I haven't looked at it at all. I just I don't have time.
Yeah, we're good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, big league. That was probably very unprofessional of me, but I had to take a shot.
Unclassy.
I had to take a
Come on.
shot. My Yankees.
Anyways,
I'm in pain.
all right. Well, in pain, can you bring to light Miss Nafi Thiam and the the louder projected voice that she has decided to take after DNFing heptathlon at Worlds?
Yeah. So first off, I will say this. I'll give Nafi credit. This wasn't so it would never be considered sour grapes. She all of this started well before Worlds started. So this isn't about her not doing well. But the long story short is, and I've been saying under my breath and to you guys for a while, like what exactly is going on with these federations because they're just out of pocket. So then we find out that Nafi TM, who has 3 Olympic gold medals in the heptathlon, is in complete conflict with her federation. The federation signs these deals that are in complete, we'll say, in complete juxtaposition to athlete-friendly sponsorship deals. Hers in particular. So then they have this code of conduct that they have to sign, and she refuses to sign it because that would make her complicit in their shenanigans. So she doesn't sign it. So in response to her not signing it, Belgium removed her from the Tokyo World Championships pre-camp list. So if she wanted to come, she had to pay for herself, which is outrageous because they don't have an athlete anywhere near as decorated as her. Um, but the second part to it was truly what was nefarious. They took her physios off of the credential list for World Championships, knowing that somebody who is 30 years old, who's had a history of multiple little niggles and such, that making your ability to use your physio, like, in close contact, is basically like tantamount to saying like, "What we don't really care about your success. We're not trying to help you." And she has said that basically out loud, like, "Yo, this is what's going on with my federation." And I I think it was worthy of us talking about, but I know that our second subject is, what exactly is the role of, what's going on with these federations? And I think that this is a good opportunity for us to bring this subject to light because I think a lot of times people in our country don't understand even the role that USATF is supposed to have and where their shortcomings and longcomings have been.
So, first of all, um, I've only been to Belgium twice. It was a wonderful place. I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. And outside of that, I have no true knowledge of anything related to Belgium. But this sounds like a high level clown show to me. Um, yeah, it's Nafi Thiam. Like,
I mean,
what do you
right.
mean?
Are you not
just
endorsing that one?
just give her whatever it is she requires. And if she has some additional diva-esque requests, thank her for her presence and give them to her. Like I don't I don't understand.
I mean,
Um,
it's crazy to think that like the hill that some of these federations are willing to die on. Like how can you win this fight if you're Belgium with Nafi TM? How does that work?
it just makes you look childish and
Foolish.
stupid.
Yeah.
So, and listen, I don't believe with all the additional help and prep at this point in the world that she can beat Anna anyway. But it's not about that. At least it's not about that for me. It's about this is the greatest athlete you've ever had, and she's still competing, and she's still competing at a high level, and she's still a medal threat anytime she is healthy. So
She just won the
shut
Olympics
the hell
last
up. Like
year.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand. I don't get it.
Who treats a reigning Olympic champion like this?
Yeah, they're treat that is
Oh
them
wait,
treating
Jamaica does.
yes,
That's why they lost their discus thrower because they did the same sort of shenanigans.
I guess I just don't understand. I don't understand the calculus. I don't understand the net benefit. Maybe there are some super duper financial implications that will cease to allow Belgium to field a team if Nefi TM doesn't bend the knee to their corporate interests. I don't know. I doubt that's true, but it's Nefi TM. Like, just I don't get it.
I mean,
Maybe,
look,
maybe they're doing reverse psychology and trying to get her to go to Turkey.
I mean,
that's hilarious.
No, I'm being serious though, right? Like I mean, think about it. When we do that in the collegiate system, we make things so unstomachable, as you like to say.
like
That
they trying to put her in the portal by
exactly.
proxy.
Yeah.
That will be. I'll say this: I don't believe that, but if that were true, that might be dumber than the opposite.
Right. I don't know. All I can say is, as a fan of hers, I hope it gets better. I hope cooler heads will prevail, but I have absolutely no problem with her airing it out publicly because what other tool does she have?
Yeah.
I mean, as an athlete, that's the only tool you have. All you have is your platform and your voice, and you only have it when you have it.
Yeah. So yeah, nah, air it out. And again, I know nothing about the politics and structure of Belgium athletics, but y'all are dead wrong. Do better.
Crazy.
That's insane, literally. Um, so branching off of that specific occurrence, what is the role for the federations? I mean, I have a blatant one. They pay for their credentials.
So, okay. On paper, the federation is middle management, right?
Hmm.
The
They're DO.
world athletics is, is the head honcho, and it's because they're not going to get to know everybody. They govern the. It's
And
like electoral college, right? They govern all of the
NGB.
all the NGBs, and then the NGBs within reason, within some level of conformity, then govern all of the constituency. That is, we'll say, in the grand scheme of things, how it's supposed to work. The issue is, and there's different levels of corruption, different places, but the issue comes with what does World Athletics, and more importantly, the IOC, who is the ultimate boss, what do they give the national governing bodies in exchange for the governance of their constituencies? And that varies. Money, um, the use of IOC family cars and drivers, um, curried favor in regards to hosting events and so on, right? I think we all understand that in the world of politics, like, you're going to get some people who get some favors, and that's how that goes. So be it. But it's never supposed to override, at the very least, what the athletes need, right? Like the athletes were always supposed to get what they need, and then, various and sundry levels of what they want, as long as all the mucky mucks got what they want. That's basically how it works. That's how it worked until here recently, in the last, I'll say, this 5 year span, right? 21, 2, 3, 4, 5 is when we have seen more athletes have legitimate aired concerns about their treatments from their NGBs. So that's, I'll say, where we're going to start the conversation, is where I just finished.
I, the NGBs have always felt to me like just various levels of shenanigans, right? With, sorry, Nigeria being the worst offender of all shenanigans,
Mm.
and and a scale down from there, right? I guess in that kind of space, and it I guess it speaks to my overall structured look at humanity as a whole. I expect a certain level of corruption, and I guess I'm okay with a certain level of corruption, right? We're talking about humans as par for the course. but you can't land in a place where the decisions that you are making and the corruption that you are co-signing is working against what you're supposed to be there for, which
Mhm.
is looking good and winning medals. Like, I don't understand how Toby Amusan gets disrespected by the Nigerian by the Nigerians. I don't get that. I don't get how Nefi TM is disrespected by that structure. USA Track and Field has a lot of disrespectful structures, you know, from relay culture to a whole shenanigan list of shenanigans, right?
All of the field eventers in Jamaica.
Right, right. So it's just like if the athletes are your product, if the athletes are your face to the world, if the athletes are what brings you whatever resources the IOC is passing out, do we not want to protect our interest and do what is best for them to give them the best possible shot at doing things well? I just, if that means one or two less people get on airplanes, so be it. Like
But
I
that's
don't
the
under-
part that they all seem to struggle with, right? It's like they all think that the tickets that get booked to Tokyo first are the ones, of the non-athletes.
right.
Yep.
And listen, I've because of relationships that I've had, I've sat in those areas in those rooms at Worlds with the fancy folks, and I've been in the booths in the areas. Like, it's cool, but Jesus Christ, like, it ain't that damn cool. Like, it's it's not so amazing that you that we're gonna cost ourselves medal contention. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the food's cool. It's not life changing. Like, it's fine. Right. So I really don't get it. But like, like I said, access and proximity and, the desire of rich and important people to floss that they are rich and important are always going to be an issue. It's just sad to me when an NGB will take it so far and disrespect the talent, especially when, unlike America, it's not like you have 100 athletes. Like when USA Track and Field is disrespectful of the athletes, I don't like it, but I almost understand it because the attitude seems to be like, hey, we can replace you.
Yeah.
There's another 9'8" guy right behind you. It's fine. Right? That is not the case in these smaller countries. So, like, stop it. It just it doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, all of it doesn't make sense, period. Um, whether, and it's not, I'm going to take it away from going to the competitions, but even the support of getting to the competitions, right? So we're talking about like funding and respecting the fact that you have to allow them to have the opportunity to be prepared to go to the world global championships, call it the Olympics, call it whatever, right? First off, second off, um, I understand in the lens of US ATF, we get most people credentialed, meaning coaches, to get in, but we will not fund your trip. I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Okay, so to that point, and I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted, from an American perspective, I wanted to kind of get into that because
Mhm.
I foresee an issue coming to head sooner than later. USA Track and Field, I don't remember the exact year, but in very recent times made a very smart and long overdue change. They have started to fund the trips of some of the private coaches.
Mhm.
You have to coach someone who is tiered.
Right. If you are the coach of, I'll use a very obvious example given the success that we just had. Melissa Jefferson won 3 golds, and her group were all the entries in the women's 100-meter dash. Now, I don't care if you don't like Dennis Mitchell or you love Dennis Mitchell. USA Track and Field should be paying for the trip of Dennis Mitchell to and from Tokyo because Dennis Mitchell has all of these potential medals in his control. Not too many years ago, the best thing they would have done for him is get him into the warm-up track with a pass, maybe in his name, maybe not, but we'll get you into the warm-up the athletes. But how you get there and all of that, that's on you. Or that cost, obviously, because Dennis Mitchell wouldn't pay for it, that cost would be put onto his athletes, which is crazy, right? So what we're currently doing with USA Track and Field in that space is a much improved and very necessary thing. However, the future of that, because that's a cost, right? So if you're now funding the private coaches of however many athletes to come to the show and be there for an extended period of time, is that the reason why we don't go to World Juniors? Because if that's the trade-off, is that the reason we didn't send a U20 team this year? Because if that's the trade-off, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because here's the thing, if you're going to pay for the private coaches of the athletes that are potentially getting the medals, why do you need all these staff people?
Mhm.
I mean, even the coaching staff. We all acknowledge it's prestige and they're not actually coaching. In
Yeah.
theory, the relay staff has coaching management
Responsibility. Yeah.
responsibilities, right? But the field event coach, the long jump coach for Team USA doesn't actually coach any of the long jumpers on Team USA. So like if we're trying to cut money and save money and do these things, like I think that's a conversation that's going to have to be had moving forward. Because not sending
No.
U20 teams is crazy.
So talking about it and bringing it up, dragging it out a little bit longer, right? We've all admitted you don't actively coach and you basically manage those teams, right? Those event
Correct.
groups. And
Manage is
so
the right word.
you're a manager for a specific event group. In
Right.
that essence, then could we then take consideration of the three athletes that we're bringing in a jump, right? That's what in my head right now. Three of the coaches or the three athletes of the long jump, make one of them the representative.
Yeah.
They are the lead jump coach. Then we have a lead sprint coach and we have a lead throws coach from the pool that's already going instead of sending an additional coach.
There you go. You go to USA's, the winner is the winner, and whoever is the coach of the US champ is named to the team. Hey,
And
I
if
don't
they
have
don't
no
want it,
issue with that.
they can refuse it. And it would go to number two.
Right. Sure.
You
Something
guys
like
are
that.
making way too much sense.
You know what I mean? And what does that do? Sure, it makes for quote unquote less appointment ships, the point of whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But what it does is actually bring value to it and make you work towards that. Now, I will say, and Clyde, we talk about this often, is how do you even get appointed to a team, right?
Oh, that's a
Well, now,
whole political theater.
right
As we know.
now, there's a way to get appointed to a team. You don't get appointed. You have an
That's
athlete who
right.
gets there,
You earn it. Your work got you there,
which is
which for me would feel more prestigious.
mhm. Now, quote unquote, there's going to be argument. Well, we need a long sprint coach and a short sprint coach. We need a hurdle coach. Then we need a horizontal coach and we need a vertical coach. You know, that can be deciphered.
No, but I'm just saying if you're funding, because now if we are now funding
Yeah,
the coaches of the top athletes, then you're already paying for it's a long
a
list.
bunch.
Like
Yeah,
people like it's one of those really good ideas that needed to happen, but no one really actually
thought it
announced to the
out.
public what that cost
Yeah.
is. It's got to be high. So, you know, I'm just saying, because again, not sending there's no way that we don't send a U20 to every U20 competition. That should not be a thing.
I can
Yeah.
say for safety, maybe.
No, see, I don't buy that for a second. I'm not hearing that.
Well, I mean, but think about it this way, and this is how I thought about it maybe the last time that they used the recording. Us as Americans are targeted because we like to put our nose where we're not supposed to be.
Okay,
So, what better way than to take it out on our quote unquote youth? Make an
cool,
example.
cool. Hire more security. Have Lloyd and the crew tool up and do their jobs because Lloyd's awesome. right? Like I'm
I
just
had Patrick. Patrick was pretty cool.
yeah, I'm not hearing we're not going to the meet in Colombia because Colombia is somehow more dangerous than Puerto Rico would be. Like, stop it.
I
It's
mean,
not like the meet was in
uh,
listen,
Gaza.
we went to the Olympics in Rio. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. Like,
There's not a
yeah.
place. I mean, I don't. Maybe Kenya's more dangerous. I have no idea. But there's not
That'll
another.
be the narrative. But
There's not a place that we have been recently that is any more dangerous than Rio. That's for
and,
damn sure.
and I'm glad you brought that up because that will absolutely be and I'm so not here for that. The the boogeyman of all things Africa. No, sorry. You're not telling me that Kenya is all of a sudden some super dangerous third world place that Team USA just couldn't possibly send a team. Stop that. And as the
isn't
Africans continue to rise in
yeah.
our sport, and they are, Africa is rightfully going to get more world events on the continent, and they should.
Are they
They
have a
should.
bid, right?
You're making an assumption there. I don't know that they should because listen, who you have in the meet is way different than what your infrastructure is like. I'm not concerned with safety. Okay, we just went to the place that I would have imagined would have been logistically perfect.
And it was a
And it was
show.
it was the worst world championships I've ever been to as it pertains to those things. So
Organizational,
yeah.
yes.
So and again, so it like anything else, it depends on who the LLC is, right? Because the by all accounts, the LLC that handled the Tokyo Olympics was amazing. This
Well,
was not the same LOC.
right. And let's be fair. The Tokyo Olympics were probably the easiest Olympics to put on, you know, in
For
There
for
was
a
no
lot
Canada.
humans.
For
There's
for a
Canada.
no
lot of
there's
reasons.
no it's no fans.
Right. But no, and listen, I'm not saying all of Africa. Again, don't you dare give a meat to Nigeria. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we're
But
not doing. That's not happening.
you know what I mean? That's not a thing. But no, like there are places that we should be doing these things. Like, and listen, I've openly advocated for as far as the Olympics, the rotational. If you tell me that the Olympics will only be contested in America, London, and Asia, specifically, what would have been Tokyo and or China, I'm here for it. But to that point, we go to China. Hell, the World Relays were in China. China's a whole ass adversary of America.
Absolutely.
So I'm not here for it's dangerous in Colombia. Like, stop it.
Yeah, I get that. Hmm. So, in summation, federations are there to help support, get you to and through your championships. But do they?
I would just like to see. Okay, we've talked about this particular topic a million times on the show, but when we talk about it, I think sometimes people they tune us out. So, like, here's an exact example as to why the athletes need to unionize, right? Because I'm not going to name names of federations. I'm just going to say this. Everybody on this panel knows at least five federations that have done three of these things. Had athletes show up without housing, had athletes show up without kit, so they don't have uniforms. Um, have athletes show up and there's no liaison to give them the training facility schedule and the bus schedules, which if you didn't have that in Tokyo, you were a dead person. Um, we've all so that's three, right? I got two more. We've all experienced federations that are clearly corrupt,
Oh, yeah.
right? The money's going in, but the money's not coming out to the athletes, right? And then, sure, lastly for tonight, like we've all dealt with federations that like cook their books. And look, I'll talk about that one, right? USATF is running a business that's $4.8 million in the red. Listen, as my man Ricky Ricardo used to say way back in the day, Lucy, you got some explaining to do because that math is never going to math, right? Right. If you got the best, if you have the best program in the world on the globe, you got to explain to me how you're supposedly broke.
Yeah.
Right. So at the end of the day, like, we all have seen these things. And so, when we say, to athletes, like, you guys really need to unionize, you guys really need to unionize, we're not saying it because we're old. We're saying it because it's true, right? Like at some point in time, it's like, listen, whether the athletes, whether the global athletes unionize or not is not going to affect me in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
But I will say this as somebody who ran this sport, who gets it without question at this point, right? Like, yeah, that should probably happen.
Wow. We
Just
shall
saying.
see. We shall see how it keeps turning. So, anyhow, uh, not with any help of the federations, 2026 serves to be the year of no global championship. So we have the ultimate championship, and we have some smaller quote unquote championships that'll be contested, but there is no global championship. What I don't want to say what should, but what are the possibilities of things um, that could be in the approach of the athletes, that could be in the minds of the athletes, of the coaches? Um,
Oh, this one's easy.
okay, go for
It's
it.
easy. 2026 is a call back to our olden days. 2026 is a pure, unadulterated money grab. It's a sack chase. That's all it
And
is.
all of those races that
So,
give you the money.
so delve deeper into that. Like, what does that mean for the
So,
fans? For the fans, what when you
sure.
say money grab, what do you mean?
So there are no legacies on the line in 2026 unless you're Fred Curley and choose to run in the enhanced games.
Oh,
But he has no legacy left, so that's okay.
So, short of any global medal that means anything, you got basically two choices. If I'm a if I'm a Mondo Duplantis, if I'm a Ryan Krauser, if I'm a Grant Holloway, those kind of folks, I'm resting. I might pop out every now and again, but you're gonna run me a big ass check to get my presence anywhere, which should mean for the non-faith, faith shouldn't run nothing for any, faith shouldn't run a damn thing for anything short of close to $1 million, right? Short of any, so that should clear space for the next tier of people to get their money on. You don't have to worry about being right at the end of the season unless there's a Diamond League final bag that you really, really care about. But if you plan it right and you structure it right, you could do all of that in the early part. Just go get your money off, stack your chips, stay healthy, and get ready for the real show, which is 2027. Like, hell, I'm running off events. I'm doing weird shit. I'm not
that's
none of that. You got Gabby Thomas out here tweeting about running the 400 hurdles. Sure. Do all of that. Right? Like whatever.
I'm privy to a couple that I think are in the works. I think that should probably happen. Um, so first of all, just for the record, I will never refer to it as the Ultimate Championship. We're going to call it Seb's Meet because that's what that is. It ain't ultimate if you don't even have all the events in the sport. So like, let's just not even do any of that.
Well,
Um, I'm not
but they're gonna
giving,
have the
and
mixed 4x1.
I'm not giving any credence to that nonsense because it's all nonsense. And that's what I'm going to call it is Seb's meat. So what I am almost certainly not going to do is Seb's meat unless Seb is about to run me my bag.
Yeah.
If I'm somebody that can do multiple things, like if I was Cordell Tinch, I would probably go long jump.
Sure. Right.
High jump for fun, maybe. Like
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
doing something different. Whatever. I will check the fine print in my contract and find out what the
Right.
minimum number of meets are that I must participate in, so as to not ever mess
Hey,
up the money
you
because
know
that's
Nike got
stupid.
that. You know
Right?
Nike got them shenanigans in there.
We not messing up the money, but beyond that, yeah, I'm probably not. Don't look for me unless you're looking for me with some money. Um, but I think the other thing to do is like face reality. 5 straight years puts a massive toll on your body. Like, don't be afraid to not chase money at all. Don't be afraid to rest twice as much as you have in past years and to like, you know, get ready for the next 3 year cycle that's coming. 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Right? Because we go back to normalcy, which is 3 year cycles 27, 28, 29. And understand this people need to understand where things are makes a difference, right? Okay. Assuming that nothing crazy happens, the next so after 26, you got 27 is in Beijing, 28 is in Los Angeles, and 29 is probably going to be in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Those are three of the biggest bag facilities, like competitions you're ever going to see in the sport of track and field.
Yep.
You probably like, unless you're with a Japanese shoe company, you probably can't make more money than in the 3 year span of China, US, Great Britain. Like, I don't think you can make more money in the sport than to ball out in those three. So just want more people in the sport to like truly delve into the professionality and like plan your seasons, plan your quadrenniums, like adult this.
Oh yeah. But I'm telling you, like
We were the
20.
first one. We were the first people on the planet to talk about the 5 year cycle because we started talking about
That's
it
right.
right before the first year.
That's right.
Right.
But
So we were the first one. And I guarantee you, we are the first people talking about the impending 3 year cycle in the back end of this 26 nonsense.
like if I'm an athlete with any kind of star power whatsoever, you ain't seeing me in my primary event. Short
Oh,
short
you
of
might. But
short of
when I tell you,
contractual obligations, like I
yes,
said. Short of contractual obligations, no sir. And when you
when I
see
tell
me,
you you are running me this bag,
right, when you see me, there's nothing in my contract that says I have to be out there like 100%. Like
Out there, yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna cross the line.
you know,
But
like the listen, one of the best things I saw happen during one of these was when uh Ashton Eaton ran the 400 hurdles and ended up with like a top 10 world time at the time.
I remember
I
that.
was like, yes, yes, let's go out and clown some people in some other events like that. I'm here for,
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
totally here for that.
you know. But this whole like, let me give Sebco like another pound of flesh, no shot.
You
Because
know,
first of all, I need people to understand how big of a setup Seb's meat is. Nobody knows if it's an NGB sponsored function yet,
I
right?
mean,
Because listen, the way he rolled it out is it's the best in the world, regardless of limitations, right? So the way he's rolling it out is this meet is supposed to be the meet we don't ever get. You
Right.
know, 7 female hurdlers from the United States in the same meet.
Right. And that's why the prizes
Eight,
are inflated.
right? Eight men's, men's 100-meter guys, whatever the numbers are, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case,
In theory, what he's advertising is because remember, World Athletics controls the world rankings.
yes,
If the women's hurdles world rankings are 1 through 7 Americans, then all
yes,
7 of them get to go to the meet and run for this whatever it is, hundred thousand
yes,
dollar prize or
the inflata bag, yes,
yeah, and that's cool. But should let you know that he knows that the majority of the athletes ain't trying to play this game. That's why they inflated the bag.
yep, yep. And
It's
I keep
crazy.
saying, see, like, look, follow the money. If the bag is that inflated, that tells you the bag should be inflated in the regular world championship years. So stop playing with me and run me my money.
It's just crazy. Like, it seems as if you you being the athlete and maybe sometimes the group coaches forget about where you came from. It's
Say it
not,
again with your chest chew.
but it's because it's not about like you can't be chasing the wrong thing. A year is still a year, a macro is still a macro, a meso like this is, December meets. That's what 2026 is. You're training through them. You just keep it relative, and you do things to make you stronger, more athletic, more versatile, things that are going to help you get through the finish line or into the sand or further out in the dirt, all those things. So like, yes, you're going to do things to make money, whatever that means, but otherwise you're not. And it's not, you would never sacrifice the big meat for a little meat. And that's what this is. 26 is the little meat, 28 is the big meat.
Like, there's no question to your point. If I was a contractual athlete with a shoe company, the first thing I would do is look at my contract and find out the bare minimums that are required of me so that I could do that. Because that's all I'm doing this year. Conversely, if I'm a non contractual athlete, I am probably going to prostitute myself this year. Like, I'm going to
Oh
probably
my
try
God.
to compete as often as possible in as many places as possible, right? And get my persona up because that's how the game is supposed to be played. This is your chance. If you're the fifth best American hurdler, this is your chance. You
To
can
get
go to
out
the meet
there.
and be in the final because before you couldn't make the team.
Yeah. Mm, man.
Like that's what 26 really should be about is like, let's find some new stars because, hey, Rye's going to retire someday. Sid's going to retire someday. Anna Hall's a baby, but she's going to retire one day, right? Like we got to find the next ones. It shouldn't be about just trotting out the same stars out there and watching them collect money because they're tired. Like 2026 should be about new faces and new places. It should not be like I mean, look, I'll give you a perfect example. If I am Sid, I will probably run the snot out of the quarter.
Oh, get the world record off. Yeah.
I like if I'm Sid, I try to get as many meets to put in for the world record bonus pot as humanly possible, and I see if I can do it.
And that's a weird little situation because that is Sid's off event.
Correct. Correct.
Like,
She already had this year.
listen, don't let Sid get pissed off and do it early She'll screw around and come for the 200 before the end of the
I
year.
was literally going to say that.
which I don't know about anybody else, but I am certainly here for that.
I mean, and remember, she already did the short hurdles. Like
Yeah,
she's already. I mean, I'm using the word contested. I'm not going to say she like went after them, but she contested them.
Like now, if I'm for Sid, now I'm trying to like truly mess with everybody's brain and my legacy. What if Sid decided this year, Sid and Bobby, because Lord knows nothing's happening unless Bobby's involved. What if Sid went after sub 11 and sub 22 legal PBs,
I mean, listen,
right?
be it for me.
Because then she is, and there is nothing to refute this. She is the only drug free female to ever run under 11, under 22, and under 48. And that's none of those things are her primary events.
Sure, I just much like the oh, this is going to be so mean. Much like the waste of time that I believe it was for Allison to pursue the one, I don't think I don't think that's time well spent. Sid in the two,
Why?
absolutely.
How many races do you think it's going to take for Sid to run under 11?
Oh, probably not too many.
So
But
then how is it a waste of time?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't want to see Sid as a fan of the sport. I wouldn't want to see Sid go in that direction. Like I'm gonna prove that I can run the 100 for real. I don't want to see that. Now the 200, I think if Sid and Bobby put their brains to it, they could challenge the 200 world record. Just like just like I believed that Allison could have run 47 seconds had they got on that page a few years earlier rather than screwing around with the 100. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. That's just me. I'm just talking.
Well,
I
go
think
ahead.
the long story short is I think we all agree, right? that we are here for other things in 2026, not more of the same.
Well, Commonwealth Games is calling our name.
I
Uh,
mean, yeah, you and I, we have work to do.
but I mean, get in where you
I
fit
told
in,
y'all,
right?
y'all need an assistant. Y'all need a do boy for the Commonwealth. I'm in.
I'm
I haven't been to
excited.
that meet before.
I'm excited for the meet. I'm excited for the location of the meet. So,
And Chew,
so
get it right. It's the Colonizer Games.
It's
all right.
absolutely what it is. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you.
Jeez.
Remind her. It
Seb's
is
meet,
Anyhow,
Seb's meet,
Seb's meet
Colonizer
and the
Games.
colonizer games. That is exactly what we got in front of us.
I was jokingly, I had for whatever reason forgotten that Canada was a part of it. I was talking to somebody and I'm like, oh, that's right. Y'all had a queen at one point. And he looked at me and I was like, oh, my bad. Not the right way to say that. Got it. And he laughed. But anyhow,
Yep.
that's literally how I remember it is if you had a queen at one point. Um, but anyhow, with that being said, we'll close out the night because we have to ration out these educational tidbits. I'm going to shamelessly plug a USATF level one coming up end of October. So if you need to get your level one in or have to do anything of that sort, have people that you need to do level ones, parents or officials, get on that usatf.org website. I got you in the jumps on the 25th, 26th, something like that. 25th, 26th.
So if we're doing plugs, I got two. One for me and one not for me. The website is up. Registrations are open for the first ever Speed City Coaches Summit. We have three. Did I just freeze?
No?
Oh, on my end, I froze. We
Oh,
have three Olympic gold medalists. We have world record holders. We have elite coaches. We have Dr. Amber Murphy coming. It is Wednesday. It's going to be Saturday, November 15th, San Jose, California. Registrations are open, but they are limited. So if you can't find it for some reason, which shouldn't be the case, DM me, hit me up. I'll help you out. But if all things are also going well, you're watching us right now on Friday, which means it is Athlos night in New York City.
Hmm.
Shout out to Athlos, Gabby, Alex, and all those affiliated. Um, you know, the events will end. The money will be sent via Cash App while Athlos is
Shout out to Cash App.
Athlos is currently tap dancing on the grave of the GST. I'm here for all of that. Well done, people. Well done.
So
I
yes,
mean, listen,
Athlos.
Athlos is a piece of greatness that athletics can give to the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Pretty
So,
excited.
all right, y'all. It's
We
on
will be
iOS.
reviewing all things Athlos
Yeah.
and the comments next week.
So, yes. Other than that, y'all have a great week and enjoy this downtime minus the recruiting. But till then, we'll talk to each other soon. Bye, everyone.
Send out your hopes and prayers. I'll be in mourning. I'll be in all black next week.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. Bye, everyone.